When America was first founded, we were a country built on the backs of those who worked hard. At the beginning, the going was so rough that a policy of if you don't work you don't eat was enacted for a while. Everyone banded together in hopes of fending off the metaphorical wolf at the door, and that was when they were also fighting off real wolves at their doors. It was paramount that everyone did their part if survival were to be possible. Time went on and, thankfully, things got easier, and people got softer. Some softening up is good. Let's face it, a lot of us wouldn't be here if we didn't have many of the amenities that Western culture and modern medicine have afforded us. But even that doesn't mean we should forget what got us here. Both the culture that we escaped in Europe and the hard work that we did to tame the unforgiving country that we found. I think if the early Americans could see us today, they would want to string up their bows and start loading their guns to shoot us for letting things get this far out of hand. I think if the people who sacrificed everything to give us a nation with an economy where anyone can be anything could see the way we're letting that economy and capitalist system get broken down by freeloading ingrates, they would take the country back all over again. Not only do we have a completely out-of-hand welfare state where the able-bodied are able to basically do nothing and live like veritable kings, but now there is actually a push for something called a guaranteed basic income. And yes, it's as bad as it sounds. Hawaii is being lauded as a hero for pushing this legislation through, and they may become the first state to enact this socialist policy if something isn't done about it. Country singer Carrie Underwood on the set of the movie Soul Surfer in Hawaii before the state went full socialism. Via Daily Mail. It may have been the last state to join the United States, but Hawaii may trailblaze and become the first to offer guaranteed basic income. A bill was recently passed through both the houses and state legislature in a unanimous vote that declares that all Hawaiians deserve basic financial security and prompts state agencies to look over universal basic income along with other policy. As innovation and automation and inequality disrupt our economy, we want to make sure that everybody benefits and nobody is left behind, said State Representative Chris Lee of Kalia to Mother Jones. It's past time that we had a serious talk about not just tweaking our economic policies but having a new discussion from the ground up about what our values and priorities are. While Alaska has provided state residents a stipend funded by oil revenue since 1976, Hawaii is the first to consider the income to cover living expenses. Hawaii's cost of living, the highest in the country, motivated the passing of the resolution in May along with the state's reliance on low-paid service industry jobs. According to Lee, Hawaii has a very limited manufacturing and tech sector which puts the service-focused economy at risk. The text of the measure mentions the impact of technological advancements which have helped kill jobs in the state. There has been a discussion for a long time about how do we build an economy where everybody can afford to live here and survive, Lee said. Next, Hawaii has to gather a basic economic security workshop group comprised of leaders from various sects of public life. They will be tasked with assessing the state's exposure to disruptive innovation and submit studies on universal basic income, UBI. Lee said, there is definitely a recognition that beyond just talking about basic income that things need to change. We need to take proactive action to chart a stable path forward for our economy and all of our residents. Other states have tossed about the idea of UBI for their residents. California's Silicon Valley is looking to explore how working to address its displacement of blue-collar workers. Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna proposed a $1 trillion earned income tax credit for working families. This is seen as a huge step for the movement of UBI. Just in case that gave you too glowy a feeling about this beautiful socialist tool called Universal Basic Income, here's conservative political analyst Mark Dice giving you the dirty lowdown on how Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg wants it to go down. All of this sounds great if you start out with the premise that the system is broken. Capitalism isn't broken, it is the essence of fairness. It's not fair in the sense that money will be distributed equally, unless of course, those with more intend to share it willingly with those who have less, but it's fair in the sense that on the most basic level, everyone has the same chance. Yes, nepotism is a thing and having connections or big piles of family money helps, But Zuckerberg of all people should be in favor of a system that lets those who have no background in an industry bust in with guns blazing and take it over. Here's the deal. I bet if every absurdly rich socialist out there, like Mark Zuckerberg and Bernie Sanders, got together and pooled their money, I feel like I should say ocean their money considering how much there'd be, into one great big equality fund. I don't think there's a person in America that would try to stop them. Then they can have us all line up with our tax returns and they can equal out our income until everyone is on an equal footing with them. If they decide to do that, I'll be right there in line, camped out in line with all of you, eager to get my free money. However, if you plan to run this up the political food chain and take my money by force and give it to underachievers, that's where we're gonna have a few problems. Giving your money to people whom you think need it is generosity. Giving my money to people you think need it is stealing. You're not Robin Hood. And if you were, you'd have to steal from yourself, so there's that. Let's make this go viral. Share this on Facebook and Twitter and let us know what else you think. And don't forget to help support us by subscribing and joining us on Patreon by clicking on our Patreon link in the description box down below. Don't forget to check out our all-new website with much more content than on this YouTube channel. Let the world know your thoughts on this story. Freedom Daily helped contribute to this report. Thanks for watching and goodbye from all of us here.